Live with my sis, man.
I don't know what I'm looking at.
KB.
Shit going on.
Look where we want to look, man.
Y'all.
We edit. We come back and edit. We can cut back and
Oh,
forth.
we cutting and
We
stuff.
cut back and forth.
I'm not used to the cuts.
Oh, really, man.
No, I'm lying. I be cutting all the time.
I already know you do, so I'm like, I don't know who you trying to 42 face.
It's gonna be live.
I done seen your work, man.
3400 King, you know what's going on this end.
The shooter, shooting shit the right way.
They didn't want me up, but I got up and nashed up. They didn't want to see me win, but I won and now they fuck. They hate and envy me, but I'm at that shit like what's up. I don't want no smoke, but I still keep it tough. Yeah, they didn't want me up, but I got up and nashed up. They didn't want to see me win.
Season 2, episode 2. Kickin with King, man. I got my sis KB in the building, man. AKA Shelby K. Why you change your name? Let's start there.
Because my name was originally it still is. I don't know where I'm looking for anymore, but it was originally, my 7 sons and stuff like that. When I started out, they were small, and so it was like, I talked about them a lot. They wanted to be a part of the stuff a lot, and now that they're getting bigger, I'm not gonna say it's Team FTK, but it's kind of FTK, not really a fucking kids, but kind of. But no, they were more so along the lines of they're doing their own thing now, so it's like, Mom, just be K. Like, you ain't always gotta mention us all the time. It's we're bigger. So, kids still there, but we dropped the 7, and we just going with K for my name.
KB.
KB.
Okay, let's give them a little background story before we get deep, man. We in Dallas, Texas. Tell the people where you from, born and bred, where you raised, how you came.
I was technically born in Fort Worth, but I was not there in Fort Worth very long. But I grew up in Amarillo, Texas, so I represented 6. So shout out Amarillo.
Shout out Amarillo.
And then I came back to Dallas to do my thing, and maybe 6 years ago, maybe 6 or 7 years ago. So I'm not from here, but like my boy Road says, I'm not from here, but I get it done here. So we bring Dallas to where I am from. I'm from the country. I'm a country girl.
Country girl.
Yes.
Okay. So what's the difference between Amarillo and Dallas?
It's a lot. Yes. Whenever I first got here, I noticed off rip, off down hospitality, and I'm not gonna say that Amarillo is just the staple people for country living and that just speaking and being polite, but more so than what it was whenever I first got here. Whenever you go in a restaurant in Amarillo, it's mandatory. You speak. If you work there, you got 2 seconds to speak. When you hear the door, the ding ding ding, it's welcome to McDonald's or it's welcome to Wendy's or whatever. And here it's like, what the fuck y'all want? As soon as you walk into a place. And I'm like, I'm sorry, was I fucking up y'all's day? I was just trying to get something to eat, but I'll come back when y'all need me to. And so I would say that would be the difference in there, we compliment. You walk by and you're like, oh, I like your shoes, I like your this, I like your that. Here, it's like, oh, I like your shoes, oh, you trying to fuck my bitch? No, I'm just trying to, I just like her J's. I just like her J's. I'm just trying to be polite, that's all. So it's just a culture shock, I guess, with hospitality until I moved here, I thought it was okay to be friendly. I thought that that's what we were striving for since childhood. I thought, you be a friend to get a friend. You're nice to people. And when I got here, I swear to God, I was at one event one time, and I just remember just being like, hi, and somebody being like, ain't no friendly shit here. And I'm like, ain't no friendly shit here? Why? Well, why we not friendly? Why ain't no friendly shit? So 6 years later, 7 years later, I still don't understand why ain't no friendly shit here.
It is some friendly shit here. There's a lot of people just sick mentally. You know what I'm saying? People got mental issues, people traumatized. And the sad part about it is they don't realize it. You know what I'm saying? They think it's natural. They think it's normal. They think it's okay to be mean. This is who we are. This is how we are here.
Your default should not be a dick. That should be a defense mechanism. I'm all for being an asshole or giving that energy if somebody just keeps on giving you that energy. But to wake up and you're being a dick at breakfast, I ain't never understood that. And so I would say that there's assholes in Amarillo and shit, but just rip off up for nothing, I've experienced that more so here than I have anywhere else.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So Amarillo really does have that southern hospitality in a sense.
They nice, but they still don't rob you, but they nice.
For real, you get gangster in Amarillo?
They get gangster in some areas. in all the
For
areas.
real, cause when you say Amarillo, the first thing that comes to my mind is country, long back
Route
roads,
66.
no city life.
Yeah, pretty much. I want to say at the beginning of Amarillo, going straight through Amarillo, just a straight through drive, you're probably going to be out of that city in 7 minutes if you go from one end to the other. And you're just hitting that home.
7 minutes.
7 minutes tops. Like my town is not that. It wasn't that big. We just had one. It's just one big highway. I-40. Shout out to I-40. We didn't have a lot of lanes, nothing like that. I learned how to drive, and I thought I could drive. I thought I was Ricky Bobby in Amarillo until my ass moved to Dallas. And no, I am not Ricky Bobby. I'll be on the highway. And you know that scene from Clueless, like the movie in the '90s, whenever they get on the highway on accident and they screaming. Every single time I get on the highway, I'm screaming like that.
Man, don't do that.
It is bad. It is bad.
I love me some I used to be one of them type of people who be like, country ain't for me, I don't do the country, this, that, and the third. But the country life,
Yes.
it's cool. I don't learn that it's like, it's a peace out there. It's relaxing. Like, I done worked in the country. And on my lunch break, I literally was like, yeah, I'm gonna chill right here. Yeah, I'm good. Y'all can go to the store. I'll be here when y'all get back.
I think that if I had my way now, like, I mean, I've done city life, I've done country life. If I had my way now, I would probably work in the city, do my thing in the city, but go home to quiet, like a house or something on the outskirts or somewhere in a quiet, secluded place. Because I love people, but I love my space. And yeah, I want to be able to go outside and not hear, first off, not hear fa. But also not hear my neighbors cussing at each other and nothing like that. I just want to go outside and hear water or what else, you know what I mean? I want to go outside, sit in my little old person swing. I'm at that stage in life, so
I feel you on that.
yeah, I'm at that stage in life where it's like I want my property and everything around me to be peaceful.
Give me my blunt cup of coffee. I'm
You
good.
hear me?
You hear me?
My
I'm
coffee
good.
and my coffee, and I'm straight.
My coffee, and I'm good. Seriously. So you grew up in Amarillo. You came to Dallas as an adult.
Yes, I've been in Amarillo since we left Fort Worth when I was like 8, 9.
Oh, so now you had a little time in Fort Worth. You said it wasn't that long.
I grew up on the south side a little bit. I went to Pearl Peak. I went to Pearl Peak before work. I also grew up in White Settlement for a minute, but I only remember Pearl Peak and my granny's house and stuff like that. So, but I was there for a little while before I did go ahead and move Amarillo.
When you said you was going there, got up there, I thought you like literally was going there.
Nah.
And like y'all was just en route and just so happened to be in Fort Worth. But you lived in Fort Worth.
No, I lived in Fort Worth for a little bit, but like I said, that was like the small time. Like that was like the young ages of life when you don't really remember too much. So it's like bits
You don't remember that?
I remember bits and pieces. I remember the reason that I had to leave. It was like we saw some crazy stuff at a store, and my mom was like, "Too much shit's going on here. It's time to get y'all up out of here."
Okay, so y'all live for a reason, like
Yeah, we got to.
not somebody who probably directly threatening your mama or
Yeah, it had
anything,
nothing to do-
but your mama was just like, fuck that.
Yeah, we saw something, and they was like basically chasing me and my brother. So my mom was like, "She's not having that. It's time for us to go," type shit. So
I'm glad y'all got up there. They thought that ain't good.
yeah, and then we moved to small ass Amarillo, and it was a culture shock for sure because it was in Fort Worth, and then we moved
big
to
city
Amarillo.
to small town.
Small town, stay outside all day long until the street light, like that stereotypical stay outside till the street light came on. You either got stuck inside or you got stuck outside, but that door only opened once. And whatever side your ass was on, that's how it landed.
So Amarillo, and this probably me not knowing no better, not doing too much trap. Is Amarillo like just me being from Dallas? I'm thinking it's mostly white, probably racist. I'm thinking, okay, Amarillo not no place. You make it sound like a place I would visit now. But just not knowing is like, we don't go to Amarillo, we ain't going to Amarillo. It just sounds like a place.
Right. Well, I will say that you do have different demographics and everything in Amarillo. It's the area that I grew up in at first was predominantly Hispanic. So I'm bilingual. I speak both languages. I grew up around more Hispanic people than I did grew up around Black people. But then whenever we did get older and I moved to a different part of Amarillo, then I was around my people too. Appreciate you. But all right. And so, but originally, yeah, it's predominantly Hispanic. A lot of the people that are there are either Hispanic or Black. There's just some white folks there too.
They Hispanic, like born Texas Hispanic or across the border Hispanic?
The border is right there.
For real?
Yeah. You grew up with your homies came from Delicias, Chihuahua, or Juarez, or different parts of the area.
And it's that Mexican that you, like you said, like these the homies, like, yeah.
Yeah, these the homies, like, yeah.
We locked in.
Yes.
We
like,
friends. We locked in.
I grew up with, like, and I grew up in church too. So, like, my church was, like, we were the only Black family. There was
You went to a Mexican church?
Yeah, I mean, it was Amarillo. There wasn't a lot of, there's not
Man,
a lot.
I know. I'm telling you, I thought it was a white town, sundown town, man.
No, it ain't no sundown town, but kind of close. Like, it just depends on the area. The small towns around it, though, incredibly racist. I ain't gonna lie to you.
The towns around there, but Amarillo pretty all right.
Yeah, now, if you are in a small town on your way to Amarillo, don't stop to get no gas, don't stop to get no snacks, make your way to Amarillo.
Ooh,
And that's just how we gonna leave it. Make your gas, get to Amarillo, get your snacks and your gas in Amarillo.
crazy. So did you get into media and photography in Amarillo, or when you came to Dallas?
It's my dream started in Amarillo. Like,
Okay.
since I was little.
What
like,
was your dream?
Journalism. Since I was
Journalism,
little,
okay.
I never saw our people being represented on TV, as journalists and stuff like that. So, like I said, Amarillo. So I remember growing up, and the journalist's name, one of the journalists' name was Rebecca Delaney. Shout out Rebecca Delaney. Your ass is like 70-something by now, 40, 50, something like that. But anyway, that was the name that I remembered, and I would like do my little journalist spiel, and I would be outside like with my friends. I'm like, this is Channel 1 Live, this is Rebecca Delaney. And so, like, I would practice that shit
No
everywhere.
camera, no nothing, just out there doing it.
Just outside. No camera,
That's
phone,
what's
everything. I'm just outside manifesting my motherfucking dreams.
That's what's up. Cause when you want it, you gonna
Yes.
get it. By any means, it's gonna start somewhere. For real.
Yes, and then even in church, that's what made it crazy. Like in church, we couldn't have TVs or nothing like that. So like that was like every single time we was outside and somebody was doing something, I would have like Rebecca Delaney, and I'm like reporting on it, and everybody like my nigga.
Problem is, y'all put that churches up too. Y'all put the church you went to, y'all watch TV.
It was strict. That's another story for another day. But but that's also where a lot of my talents came from, not having TV.
Right.
Like not having
They have to be creative.
Right, you had no choice but to be creative. Like, I played piano, I learned by ear, but that's because I was dyslexic and I can't read music. But it started out, we're bored as shit. My brother had, before he had a drum set, he had like folders and rulers and different shit that made different sounds. And black folks are gonna be innovators. So
Yes.
we had our whole little band at home, and then it was like, oh, he is a cold ass drummer. My brother to this day is still one of the coldest drummers.
Y'all had a whole band, and his drum set was different books, notebook spirals.
And my keyboards were like, you know how like you get like the little half keyboard or whatever that's battery operated?
Yeah,
and
little
you get
toy.
the dollar store and shit.
Yeah.
So we had like 3 of them set up, and I'm hitting that hole on this hand, hitting that hole over here, and we is making music. You hear me? We got our little boom box, and we recording it with the little Just For Me cassette tapes. I'm dating myself, but it is what it is.
Nah, I'm
we
dating myself as well.
We recording ourselves making music in our room. We were just freestyling about everything and anything. And to this day, my brother is one of the most talented musical people that I know. And I ain't gonna toot my own horn or nothing like that. But I'm kind of talented musically too. But it started out like having no choice but to be creative because there wasn't TV and there wasn't outside influences or whatever. Whenever we would change music for church, because we were in bands and like my mama had us doing everything. Like doing all kinds of music and stuff.
You got street stuff.
Yeah, we never heard the real versions of the songs, so we just have these beats, So we just ride on the beat and freestyle on the beats and making up songs and stuff. And we were in so many bands, and like that was like our thing.
Yeah. Man, that's dope, like for real. So, your brother a rapper?
My brother does different kinds of alternative
Okay,
music.
alternative music.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's like the I'm not gonna say the girl version with me, but like how like I'm kind of quirky and alternative. My brother is like a bigger like all kinds of music genres that he's just like me, like both of us. Yeah, like you can turn on a Spanish song and my brother's like, oh, that's my song, and he gonna hit that hoe. Like that's just how we do. Yeah, that's how we are. Very very in type of music. My mama was like That was our influence for music.
So she was musically inclined.
What? Yeah, my mama sung in church, but before we knew my mama as a singer in church, my mama had us listening to West Side Connection and everything from West Side Connection, Anita Baker, Tupac, Machiavelli, like we listened to everything. My mama was just like everything that was going on. And my mama was the epitome of '90s, so
Yeah.
we kind of grew up well-rounded around
So,
music.
I think the '90s like was a dope era in my opinion. Like, man, I be like, take me back sometime. Things was simple, things was easy going. You know what I'm saying?
I'm kind of stuck there with fashion, but
stuck there?
yeah, like that was the. I mean, look at how much influence that the '90s gives us. Like to this day, people are still dressing like the '90s, acting like they disappeared that shit this year. But the '90s was like the most influential decade. I feel like to the culture.
I
The
love
'90s
the
was a
90s.
very much so very very influential
I
decade.
love the '90s.
The best sitcoms and everything from like on to the '90s.
Okay, so that interest was sparked in Amarillo. When did it start actually coming into itself into the woman that I know today? It's called
Shit.
you be active.
You know? Okay, so here's what it
You
started.
active.
I'm not gonna lie to you. All of this shit, and y'all know, it started from heartbreak. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of people's shit comes out of, I just wanted to do this, oh, fuck that. No. I came to Dallas, got my heart broke, and then after that, it was like, yeah, ain't no, I'm not ever gonna feel down or nothing like this, so I'm gonna put it all in, I'm gonna put everything, instead of putting it all into, like a nigga, or putting it all into love, or whatever, I'm gonna put it back into me, I'm gonna put it into my business, I'm gonna put my shit in my business. And so, yeah, and so it was like, and so there was like a joke on Facebook, and it's like, females get their heart broke on Sunday, and by Saturday they're an astronaut. That was definitely me. Like,
I can see that. They females, y'all have a point to prove even with like the person y'all proving to. I feel like y'all be proving it really to sell.
to sell.
But y'all be like,
But I'm
whoever it
proving
was
like,
that
yeah,
probably
like-
heard, it's like, hey,
Heartbreak
yeah.
where I'm in Jupiter, bitch. Please stop playing.
I can see
But
that.
yeah.
I can see that. Now, what was the first thing you got into for us in the media?
Okay, so my very, very first start dating myself again was Prime. I started out at Prime. They
Was it
call us,
Prime?
yeah. They,
Okay, I remember Prime.
yeah, shout out to Prime. It was the days. But they called us promoters or whatever. Basically, we brought folks to Prime. We got paid great, which was Prime.
Tom, I just started as a club promoter.
Hell yeah.
Swear
I
to
did.
God,
Swear to
I would
God.
have never
And you
thought
know
she was
why?
a club promoter.
And here's what's crazy. I was a preschool teacher in the day. So I was a preschool teacher in the day, and I was promoting at night. And so, yeah, and so Friday, it was like lit. It was like, and it was cool to me because, like I said, I grew up in church. I'm a teacher. I'm a mama. So this shit lit. And so, yeah, I would promote on Fridays, and then it quickly grew from just doing it on Friday to now doing it on Friday and Saturday to now somebody need me to do it over here because they got some shit going on starting on Thursdays. And then before you knew it, I was doing it every day of the week. And I was like, why are we turning up on Monday? But I don't care because the money's all right. But it became that. It was like I was a teacher / promoter.
Sound about she said, why we turning up on Monday, but I don't care.
You know, you want to have a get together on Monday at 2 a.m., I'm with it. Who I need
Oh
to
my
tag?
God, no.
Who do I need to tag? So that's kind of how it went. And it went from that. And then it was, you always outside. And it was like, but there's money outside. So,
It's money outside.
and then I just kind of linked with different people, like within that. Like, so the first big thing that kind of started out my stuff was Party English Radio. Like doing the promoting here and there. Larry, shout out Coach, who is now in Houston, but he pretty much started like he did his own like Avengers, but like with promotion and shit. Like he grabbed some. He was like, you interview people and you talk to people and you real cool about doing that. This person does. This person hosts. This person does this. This person does that. And it was like we kind of became like a little gang. Like you know, we started doing our own thing within that, and we had Party English Radio. And that Party English Radio was already his thing with like models and things like that. But then we started showcasing like photography, and we started collecting everybody's music. Like if you're an underground artist and you weren't signed or whatever, instead of just collecting the music to collect it, we put it all on like a radio station. And I know a lot of other stations do that as well. But that was like back in the day whenever the station was barely starting to do that. Like we were one of the stations doing it too. And so fast forward to now, there's like 600, 700 songs on the site, but you know, it really, really did start word of mouth. Hey, we got this site, put some music on it, and we started doing like a countdown and this and that.
So it's still current, up and running, and very much so relevant to this day.
Yeah.
Okay, when did y'all start that?
Like I said, the model part, the modeling aspect of it was a thing before I even got there, and so I don't know. So I can't speak on the modeling, but the radio stuff is like, when I got there, that's whenever the radio stuff came into fruition, and that was like 2018. 2018. And we did our first thing. I don't even know what the spot is called anymore, but it used to be Radius.
Radius, I know what Radius is.
Yeah, Willowbrook.
It ain't Radius no more?
I don't think so. It's something else. It was like. It has something now. Like they say that there's like a boxing ring or something. I don't even know if it's still open.
So Radius.
And they had a ring inside of it now and stuff like that.
I believe city changed now. Somebody told me Rudy's was closed. I drove through there, it was open.
No, Rudy's is definitely open.
Somebody told me House was closed. I drove through there, it was open. And I got me some House.
House is definitely open. I heard the rumor that Big T was shut down, and I was like, probably a couple of them boots, but no, Big T.
People be saying anything, man.
But right, and so yeah, so I started out at Radius, and then when we stopped, like kind of when COVID and everything like that, or no, COVID hadn't even happened yet. We just decided to move our operation and stuff like that to Blends, which was like a daiquiri. Blends in Carrollton, which is not open anymore either. It used to be the daiquiri spot, and it had the catfish, and it was black owned.
Okay.
I didn't know this.
I know what you're talking about.
But so we moved there, and that's where Good Morning America kind of started, because it was like, me and my bestie was having a circle time, and I was like, what if I did like a talk show, podcast type thing, where I'm not talking about music, I'm talking about everything in regular, day-to-day, current events in life. And I was like, ain't nobody doing that.
Right.
Because wasn't nobody doing that. And I got receipts.
Nah, for real. You really do. And say, I'm going to ask you my next question.
And so, that's where it started.
But I want to say this, though, for sure. Like, I've worked with you. You are passionate about what you do.
I love it. I'm an artist, and I am sensitive about that.
And listen, when I tell you I was intimidated at first, until I got at first I was like, I ain't getting no homework, research or nothing, and she don't want shit.
You know.
And I'm like, this why I was intimidated. I gotta mess these people in, I gotta not be playing.
Right.
And like, since I wasn't a researcher or whatever, that's why I came in and like, y'all, we can go live, but we can still, I got a camera, we can record it for YouTube, and I just start throwing my little ideas out there, cause I'm like, I'm not no study or researcher.
Yeah.
And then that's why I love you and I fuck with you, like, bro, I sent it to you before, so you can see what I did. Oh, thank you, how long?
And I appreciate that for real, because I don't think that, like, and I never say anything because I love it so much. But on the research end of it, I feel like it gets so downplayed because a lot of folks don't. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's real.
And it's like, like it takes me hours. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you. It takes hours for me to like write out one show. It's not on some 5-minute stuff. So, it would feel disrespected whenever, that part of that art of the show wasn't appreciated.
That's
a lot of people, it's what we're talking about today. Shit, we're gonna sit down and we just gonna let this shit rock. And it's like, nah, nigga, like I really sit and I make sure that this goes with this and this goes with this. You did.
I love that you brought some, for me, and you didn't know this, but you brought some organization to my life. Because I was literally just, I'ma shoot, I'ma rap, and it's like, no, what you gonna do? What you need to do and how you need to do it for it to be right.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Nice.
And I went from one camera to 2 cameras
and
to
I've been seeing
multiple
the
lights.
Listen,
Man,
like,
you a part of that. I appreciate that.
You all the time.
Man, I appreciate that you a part of that.
My bro, he gonna be outside with it. Like, I remember whenever he was like, I remember our first episode, and you was like, you got it? Nah, nigga, I need you to talk too. And now look at you, like,
man,
that shit crazy.
I'll tell you played a big part of that. You're a big part of where I'm at right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real, like, whatever you do, I'm gonna support it because I see that you're not gonna just do something just to be doing it. You're not gonna do anything. And the things you do, be with the purpose and with the passion. Like I'm thankful that I got a team to help me because like when you start bringing questions, I'm like, nah, this is real shit. And then I was leaving and people like, y'all episode deep. Say Debo, I was like, say that's 7K. She came through. Man, say I don't take credit when I ain't did it. And people trying to pat me on the back for it, I'm not taking credit for it. I'm like, say, man, that woman come there with a spiral. She come in and say, she'll send me pictures of the spiral a few days before.
Like deep breath, nigga.
Say for real.
Yeah,
and I need that cause like I feel like I love working with you. Like we had times where like people try to run on, and I seen sis was trying to get something out. I be like, hey.
That and I.
Hey.
Oh God.
I be like, hey, Self, what you saying?
Yep. Yeah.
You don't have to beat me up. Fuck that. Say,
Yeah.
my sis got something to say, man. We talking here, man. Say, and you just, man, say, keep doing your thing. Seriously, like, and you talking about me leveling up you. Let's hold on. Let me ask this question first so I get to that. When you first pick up a camera yourself?
Photography is something that started all the way back to clicky disposable cameras. Not gonna lie to you, I fucked up a lot of clicky disposable cameras trying to get the right angle. But you know, back in the day, you didn't know if you got the wrong angle
So
until a week later when you got them hoes back from Walmart. So I messed up a lot of cameras, and then so it was like I kind of put it down for a little bit, and then I had kids, and photography is expensive with as many children as I got, because that is a lot of poses, my nigga. Like 7.
Hold on, especially with film.
Yes, and so it's like you're trying to do the family pictures and the family portraits, and back in the day when I was JCPenney and Sears and Walmart still had the photography stuff whenever I was.
We showing that age for real. I don't think youngsters know about going
like
to
my son, and this is where photography literally started for me. I can actually point to a picture on the wall when I was like, I had to bring the props. I dressed my son. All they had was like a Spider-Man backdrop, and my son was like a super fanboy for Spider-Man. And the Spider-Man backdrop was lit, but every kid had that backdrop for their birthday. And so I actually went and I bought my son's Spider-Man costume with him. And I brought the age that he was turning. And since he's a ghetto twin, his brother was going to turn the same age in the same year. So we did both. His birthday January, his brother's birthday December. So they both had Spider-Man pictures. One held up the one held up the two. So I dressed them up, and then at home I had them practice. I need little nigga, I need you to do the webs. And so when we got there, when I did the countdown for the lady, and I had them all dressed up, you know, they did their thing, and we got really, really good pictures. And she was like, "You should do this. Like, you should do this."
For real,
I was like,
you did. The lady was just about to push click. You did the whole setup the same like.
And that's literally what she said. And so she didn't have any props or anything. So it was Walmart. So I went and got the angel wings. And I was like, turn off the lights. And so my mom's favorite picture of my son is of him as a silhouette of a little angel, and he's got the little wings on. And that was before the days of the Ann taking the babies with the angel pictures and shit like that. I just really, really wanted to do a pretty picture for my mom.
Trendsetter. Nah, for real. Nah, for real.
You know, and so the lady, she like encouraged me a lot, like, man, like all I did was take the pictures, but you did the setup and the da-da-da-da-da. And so then it was like when I got to Dallas, that was the first thing, like when folks had cameras, I'm like, let me see it, let me see it. And it's a couple of people, shout out No Recess Media, they were like the first people that gave me a shot, like with a camera in my hand and was like, go do your thing. And I popped my shit at Superfest. I was jumping in the pool to get the angle because the artists were singing. It was a pool party, and where the artists were singing at, you weren't gonna get good video being on stage because there's a pool in front of them. So the only way to get a good shot was to get in the pool. And so 3 drinks later, and taking off my chanclas and stuff, I got in the pool. And when I got in the pool, then I had my friend give me my camera, and I got all the best pictures of Little Ronnie.
You got in the pool with your camera?
Yeah, I got, and Little Ronnie still shares the pictures. I got pictures. I did.
You was a little sister.
I did, and
I'm
so
scared.
I was all the way at the front. You feel me? It wasn't like the water was all crazy or anything like that. But I got my ass in the pool, and I got the best shots, and so that kind of started it out. And so Superfest is like you know, your origin story. For me, but that's like my origin story because it was like that day, I popped my shit. I did a good job at Super Fest, and it just kind of went from there.
You popped your shit, man. Let's talk about the BET Awards. Let's talk about it. Because I was like, I said, I'm proud.
Yeah.
I'm proud of my nigga for real. Like, say, man. Say, man. We out here.
We out here. Look,
for real.
I mean, like, okay, so the whole thing in itself, Charter, I have to give credit where credit is due. Aqua, MTS Network.
Shout out Aqua, MTS Network. You hear me for real.
Shit. I wrote in a journal whenever I had her on an episode a year ago. I wrote in a journal to remind myself. I was like, remind yourself to add Aqua and to chop it up with her because you need to work with her in the future. And I wrote that in the notebook. And I happened to open that notebook. Like I told her when we were in LA, I was like, I just barely found this notebook that reminded me to talk to you. And like that's like one of my best business choices that I've ever made.
Hey,
but
so
yeah, it's freaking crazy. But so yeah, Aqua. So first off, MTS Network was actually invited, and I am a part of MTS Network. I'm the lead journalist. I got Black News, Strange for True News, No More Americans over there. We got a lot of other stuff that we're working on. But long story short, I'm a lead journalist over there. So when MTS Network was invited by Miss Lady Hollywood, and by Miss Kelly, I want to say I'm saying everybody's names right. But anyway, we were invited, and we were invited to do the media for all of the BET experience for everybody that was there.
Y'all was at all of them.
All of them. Rooftop fashion show, like we're
You was at the fashion show with one of the red carpet watching the people. I'm watching your shit.
Nah, okay. So I got to pop my shit on that. Not only was I in the front. Not only
You was in the front.
He was in the front. But you know the people that were on the microphone giving commentary, like so and so was walking by and the J's and the da 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 da. That was me on my girl canvas.
Yeah.
Because we was in that hole, and the fashion show.
Was in that hole.
The fashion show was lit. It was for a good cause. It was for to raise awareness about cancer. So it was for American Cancer Society. And Von Dutch, I know I'm dating y'all if y'all know about fashion because they was popping when we was in school. Like,
You don't know what Von Dutch is, man. I don't know what to tell you. I'm talking about before I even had a little money, I knew what it was.
And so,
even I've been able to afford it. I still knew.
Yeah, so we was at the rooftop fashion show and they were one they all walked in that and it was freaking amazing. Like when I tell you like that was like the most surreal experience of my life because to know me is to know that I love fashion. Like it's been my thing. I like to look different. All the motherfuckers that was making fun of how I dress out here, it done landed me like 3 different fashion shows in LA
Boom.
and in New York.
Boom.
And so I fuck with it. So
Boom.
it's
Boom.
what it is. But yeah, so it was like so amazing to be a part of that, and then we were a part of another fashion show at the end of the week. We were on the red carpet for the fashion show for that as well. We haven't even released all the footage, and then one of our camera guys. So here's what's crazy. Shout out to Angel.
Shout out to Angel.
And just being in the right place at the right time. He was outside doing, just taking film, taking pictures and shit. He's like one of the best photographers. If you think I'm cold, this boy is crazy. He's my photographer, by the way. He takes all the pictures of me behind the scenes and everything. So, but he's just out there, and then Miss Lady Hollywood comes outside, and she's like, "We need a male model right now." And I'm like, "Angel, go do your thing." And so we basically make him go do it. And 2 seconds later, he's walking on the on the elevated stage on the runway, and somebody's
y'all was in the mix.
Y'all know that his video for the reel has like 8,000 views or something crazy like that. But no, and it was like just like the whole experience in Cali was just crazy.
Man.
First off, I had never been on a plane. I flew home once, and it was 45 minutes, so that don't really count. But so that was, it was just crazy. It was just I said, I'm in Cali.
I know it was crazy because, again, from doing a podcast, we joined going back, even before that, me performing at the club and you interviewing me and chopping up me, it was our love. And with that being said, I'm a big old kid, like, I was at home lit, like, yeah. Say, I'm talking about I don't even watch the BET Awards, but because y'all was in the mix of it, I took the time to watch the BET Awards and see y'all on that bitch one time, but my people at that hoe. What you talking about? My people are at that hoe, covering that hoe right now. Look at the page. You see them down red corner?
There we go.
You
That
see
was
them?
the-
Say, I was on it. I was lit. I got, like, when you first spoke something back and said something, I was like, man, she deserved that, man. That's what's up. And then to actually, I don't know, like, I'm probably because I'm so spiritual, it made me emotional. Like, to hear and then see it transpire in my face, it's just like, yes, that's what I'm talking about. Then, like I said, man, y'all was everywhere doing every. I'm like, she wasn't just in Cali because it's the BET Awards. She was at the BET Awards. And putting in that work.
It was lit. It was.
Now, how does it feel from that young girl playing like a news lady to out there narrating, hosting, co-hosting fashion shows in Cali at the BET Awards? Look at that. Look at that growth, like, for real.
It's so crazy. Like, I can't say, like, saying that I didn't think that I would see myself here, it would kind of be like some fucked up stuff, and it's like an insult to your dream. You know what I mean? Because it's like, why are you dreaming if you really don't believe what you're dreaming in? Like, how do you want anybody else to believe it? So on some level, it was like, I felt like it would be here, but I just didn't think that it would be like on that level. Like the BET experience and that stuff was like super dope, but the doors that it opened, like I made one post about New York, but it's like the New York fashion show, like going to New York Fashion Week. Like I never thought that like I would be going to New York Fashion Week, let alone covering, being invited by a designer to cover her show at an art gallery. Like she wants to do some unique stuff in her show.
Nice.
Her show is going to be inside of an art show that's going on. She's going to have that going on, and on top of that, she wants to style me. And then on top of that, at the end, so they're going to dress me while I'm out there, and then after that, they're going to have like this big old photo shoot that she wants me to be a part of, not just taking the pictures, but she wants me to be in it at Times Square and stuff like that. And
Come on, man.
So yeah, and
Super blessed.
super duper blessed. And then going back to Cali to do the Latin fashion show, and it's going to be the first year that it's going to be streamed in Spanish and English. And I'm actually going to be doing the interviews on the red carpet for that, and I'm getting styled for that as well. And that was someone that I actually met at the BET Experience Award show and stuff. And so it's like, and it was like just being nice to people, you know what I mean? Like everybody was out there with their microphone, everybody was out there chopping it up. We're all meeting the same people, but it was like, you know, I guess the energy you give is the energy you do receive. And so it's like very, very, it's nice to finally be getting the energy that I've been giving, I guess.
Right.
It's like, it gives you hope that like, you know, you can do this anywhere type shit.
Nah, for real. Now, let me ask you about this Spanish. Are you gonna be speaking Spanish, or you gonna be asking them in English? Are you gonna be the English translated version, or you gonna be the Spanish version?
The reason that she asked me is because me and her were carrying on in conversations in Spanish and English, but like off camera. Because I let you know off rip. Like, listen, I got some Tex-Mex. I learned Spanish. You know, I learned Spanish back home, so I don't want to be disrespectful, you know, trying to speak Spanish and I'm speaking Spanish in the wrong dialect or the wrong way, or it comes out in a hood type form, so I don't want to disrespect nobody. But she's like, no, I understand what you're saying, and she's like, you know a lot. But I'm just like, cool, we're not gonna film it.
That's dope, though.
But yeah, it's really, really lit. Like, I'm excited about this because, like she said, it's gonna be the first fashion show that's streamed. What's the streamed in Latin America and Spanish and in English.
Oh, it's on stream in Latin America.
Yeah, usually they just have it in Spanish, but I'm covering the English part, bro.
That's dope.
So yeah, so like, and I'm like, I have to learn how to read a teleprompter, and I jokingly said it on Facebook, like,
It's real.
like one of these days I'm gonna have to learn how to speed read because I'm gonna have. But now I have to learn how to read a teleprompter. Like I have to get there a day early so that I can practice.
Cause professional setups is a whole different thing. The teleprompters be real. Waiting on your cue is real. Boy, say.
Yes, and I want to be invited back, so I'm gonna do my due diligence and try my best to read this teleprompter correctly.
That's
You know, I want to take it serious.
Nah, you're gonna take this serious. I see it.
Yes.
Man, I see it.
And see, you give me a lot of flowers about my professionalism, but I gotta say that meeting you and like working with you and like what we work with and with people peopling and with people kind of feeling like it's okay to be spicy,
Right.
I will say that you have helped me not necessarily not be spicy because it ain't never getting mild, but you have helped me to not in the moment be like, bitch, you got me fucked up.
Right.
Like you've helped me to not
Right.
like snap on people,
Right.
and you've helped me to keep it positive, or whenever it's going to a negative place, to reel it back in and
Yeah.
like take control, like in a
Take
positive
control.
manner. And so I gotta give you flowers for that.
I appreciate
because
it.
everywhere I go now, it's like WWDB. Debo would not cuss her out.
Nah, for real.
Debo would cuss out on the first try.
Right on first.
Debo would give it a couple. I'm gonna give her one.
I do. I be trying.
Growth.
I be like, look, I be saying it in my head. Or sometimes I say that laugh, not in front of people. I be like, oh, this person. But I be like, okay, it's levels to this shit.
Yeah,
man.
every time I read it in the morning, positive vibes only. I'm like, positive vibes sometimes. Because I'm still healing and I'm not there yet.
So I'm not telling you, listen, I tell people all the time. Me saying that is a self-reminder.
Yeah.
Because I know I'm easily triggered. I know
Same.
my mental flaws and where I lack it and where I act at. So that's not right. That's
Yeah.
not right. Let's not do that. Positive vibes only.
Yeah.
As best as you can.
Yes, and see, and so my new thing to do is every time I want to, because I don't like to speak too much on the book or whatever, but every time I want to, like, probably, like, if I want to get negative, I'll share something positive, like, look, a butterfly. But that, and just know that when you see butterflies, I'm like, you got me.
Right. Nah, for real.
But it's like, look, some butterflies. Here's a positive
And I don't
quote.
think people understand it. That's why I'll be here too with it. Like, I'll be on some shit like that. Like, why you good right now? Cause you don't want me to be bad. Like, chill, listen.
Yes.
Let's relax. You know what I'm
Like
saying?
you
Let's
said.
respect each other.
Yes, like you said, I smoke trees, so I don't smoke you.
Thank you, for real.
Yeah, that's as positive as we gonna get.
Man, for real. Now, how long have you been with the network?
Ooh. Because we've done so much in such a little time, and so many visions that I've had for a very, very, very long time came to fruition
So fast.
rapidly. And it's just like, sometimes it's just like you just gotta know your tribe and you just gotta move accordingly. But it feels like a lifetime, but it's only been like maybe up under 6 months.
I believe, guys. When I tell you, like, it feel like me and you, it feel like been knowing you forever. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you weren't showing up to the set, I'm like, hey, what's up? You know what I'm saying? You let me do these people by myself, girl. It's like, like for real.
That's my thought.
It's all good though. It's all love. Cause like when I tell you, I feel you. But man, say I put to the long way. And like you said, everything is happening so fast for you. And man, this is crazy.
You too. I mean, like, let's talk about this. Let's talk about the studio. Let's talk about, cheerleaders kicking your equipment. You got equipment and shit.
You see how I had to laugh about that? Like,
Yes,
this is my first time using the stabilizer, having it for probably a year. First time using it to get kicked.
This is the reason. Okay, and shout out to Little Bird and all of her meekness and her politeness. But saying when we set up at certain establishments, I get a little bit of an attitude because people don't appreciate the fact that you didn't come out here with a phone and a ring light. Like you came out here with some shit. And it's like people don't appreciate it when you try. When you got your stuff set up in a professional setting, not only does that make your business look like not only does that make your business look like you got somebody there that actually took the time to come out here and professionally film you, but that is your time to tell people, hey, maybe don't twerk in front of the tripods that have $9 million cameras.
Come on now.
Maybe don't twerk in front of these lights because if one of these drop, I'm about to lock these doors and somebody comes out with
and
something.
and I'm telling you, I preach positive vibes, but that's when it be like, Okay, so how we can handle this?
And so that's why the setup changes and it varies depending on where we go. Because I would rather, we'll film it from afar, we still gonna get our bread, but if you're not respecting the fact that you really do have people out here that are taking their craft serious, and you don't have the people in your establishment to have enough respect to not knock shit over because they walk in and they carrying cups in undesignated areas and they shouldn't be, then you shouldn't invite people there to do.
It sounds like you know true.
Because I'm quick to hey,
yeah, nah.
you real pretty, but can you dance over there?
Can you dance?
Can you twerk over there, sis? Please twerk over there.
Look, I might need you to manage me, so
I'm quick with it, because
let
you know
you tell the people that not just
like you're very, very beautiful. However, if your ass knocks this over, the chime is right here. Like you gonna pay for this.
No,
and the equipment is too expensive for that. Like
for real, like people don't understand like the sacrifice. Like I may look like money or look like a certain thing, but you don't know the real. You don't know what I sacrificed to get these things because I'm so passionate. Like I did sacrifice. Like yeah, I'm finna smoke doobies this week because I'm finna go get this camera.
you hear me?
People don't realize
Noodles
that.
and hot Cheetos into my
You
equipment.
heard me? It's like what I need,
Like,
for
and so
real.
to only have your stuff for a little bit of time and somebody trips over it because just whatever, and then nobody expecting you to pipe up is insane.
Insane. Insane. Because if the table turn gets what they definitely pipe up.
That's what I said. Like it's like I had my kid a long time ago. He knocked over a glass at Applebee's, and I was expecting to pay for that because I'm in y'all's house and we breaking shit. Like so, respect it if you break something to somebody else's. And my kids will tell you to this day. We have one rule in the house because I know y'all don't got money. But whether it was an accident or whether it was intentional, if you broke his Power Ranger's arm, guess who has a broken Power Ranger now? Y'all swap.
That's real.
You swap because you broke his shit. You broke it. And I don't care if it was an accident or a purpose, but you broke it. He should be the one that's left who would have broken to it.
That's real parenting because like a lot of people don't see it like that. And I'm the type of person, that's why I get my own equipment because I know how I would treat other people's equipment and I know how other people treat my equipment. So I would rather have my own things than know that I'm good and know if I did it, I did it. And because I'm the type of person, okay, and then you got the same camera and I'm like, I need to use your camera for a shoot today.
Yeah.
And mine break, guess who camera you get when I get back?
Same.
You're getting mine. If I ain't got the money to give you to repair,
Yes.
you're getting mine and I deal with whatever I gotta deal with to get this one repaired or a new camera.
And
that's only real to me.
Yep. I filmed, I brought my camera to film my show and I had it set up somewhere. It was an episode of Hood Morning. I was in somebody's studio and they had a whole bunch of woo-woo girls and I like to do a closed set because I just want to be professional, If you're not a part of the interview, then what,
What are you here for?
And if you're not going to be quiet and you're
respectful.
what you're in here for.
Come on, what is
so
exactly?
we trying to do the interview and all the dudes is woo-woo girls is on the couch and one of them goes like that and when she went like that, she kicked the whole tripod over and my whole camera's display screen cracked in half.
Oh my God.
And then she was just like, oops, my bad.
Nah.
Cut.
Oops, you're bad.
Cut the
Where's your
camera.
bag?
Cut the camera. Like, at this point now we need to decide, what's going to go on. And then I was basically, they were trying to tell me to chill, that she was a guest. Okay, well, who's the host? Because...
Okay, well, who? If she's the guest and y'all telling me
Right.
somebody else going to take responsibility, who's going to take responsibility?
And so,
Let me know who's going to take responsibility.
it was a whole big old thing, and long story short, it was like, I never got reimbursed for my camera. And like, that always hurt my feeling to open up my camera and have a big old crack in it. And so I'm very, very sensitive about my stuff, about people's on the team. It's like, it's a big deal. So if you are an establishment that does hire us entrepreneurs that do come out with our fancy things and stuff, have designated areas where, folks can't walk by and not over stuff. That would be nice.
That'll be very much appreciated. Seriously, like for real.
Especially if y'all don't want us saying something, then I feel like that's on y'all.
Especially if y'all don't want us saying something. I'm gonna say something respectfully, but when they say nah, that's when it's gonna get out of control.
Yeah.
In a situation.
Exactly.
For real, man.
That's what I feel about that.
I love this. Now tell me something about the strange but true news. Give me some strange but true news. That was one of the things I loved about working with you, because you heard me say, like, what, like, girl, stop lying.
See, and my
It
news
be
might
for
be
real.
strange, but it is always true.
I be like, girl,
And y'all can still catch Strange but True News, the original creator, the original show. You can catch it whenever I film Black News. We'll do a Strange but True News segment as well. But now I don't know, because this week I got like over an hour and a half worth of articles of Strange but True News.
Oh.
So it might turn into its own thing.
it be its own thing.
Strange news is strange, but yeah, how it came about is we can all agree that whenever you think of the news, you don't necessarily think of interesting stuff, and whenever you do think of interesting stuff, sadly, it's on some violent shit or something.
I was about to say the question.
Yeah, that's like the interesting part of the news, and so to kind of to not make the news sound like it was a drag, like I like to go and find stories that ain't got shit to do with nothing, but when you read it, it's gonna be interesting. So, strange but true news. So that's what we have going on now, and it's been one of my most popular segments. People do actually ask about it. If people aren't asking about it, they dropping me news articles. And now it's become a TikTok thing. People are giving me TikToks like, you should cover this. But I gotta fact check TikTok so hard because things be lying. And so, but my thing with Strange but True News is I do want to make sure that it is true and it did happen somewhere. And so, but you know.
That's dope, man. Like, the one thing I love about, like, the journalism you do real journalism. You like search and find things that I wouldn't think to look up or be interested in. But when you talk about it and speak about it, it be like, that's something I should have known about.
Right.
Or probably should have heard about. And consciously, I'm not worried about it. But now she talking, I'm like, okay, hold on. What else? What else for real? That's what's going on
Like
over
in the
there.
Olympics, like did y'all know like the river that they had all the athletes doing all of the swimming in for the competitions? Is it the Seine River? Is it the Seine or is it the Seine? I don't know if I'm saying it correctly. But y'all know that river's been banned from swimming for a century because of E. coli bacteria.
And they swimming for the Olympics.
Like 15 Olympic of the 15 of the people, they got sick. And some of them backed out. One whole team was like, we're not even supposed to do this. Y'all true.
Because they already knew.
Yeah. And so, but they were like, well, we tested it and the bacteria, it's good to go. How the fuck is something good to go that we wasn't supposed to swim in for?
They be like, it got low levels.
Just because y'all the closest river because we had it in Paris, like, and that's exactly what they said. They was like, we tested it on the day of the matches, and it was low levels of E. coli. It was about the same amount that's in the swimming pool. First off, pause. What the fuck is E. coli doing in a swimming pool?
Right. That's
The way y'all trying to
right.
sneak shit in
Right.
willy-nilly.
There comes that false news, that fake news, that man say.
But yeah, so yeah, the river that they were swimming in, that shit had bacteria in it.
How do you feel about the 2024 Olympics so far?
Mixed feelings because we all knew that Paris was racist, so I don't understand why that would be like the place to host something that didn't honor all the races. But I mean, hell, America's America, and we do that all the time. So America's pretty racist too. But just like the breakdancing shit has me fucked up a little bit.
Yeah, they got me all the way through.
We gonna talk about that on Strange but True News because I got some parody skits for your ass for that.
Boy, you better, cause that's
like, did you know that she? I don't know how true this is. If it was really her quoting it or if they're just being funny on the book, but that it was like a quote that said that she only took 37 minutes to practice. Or to become that, to do her whole breakdance shit, she only took 37 minutes to train. 37 minutes to train.
I believe you.
I feel like that was very, very much so, and it's so. Even if you don't have it.
It's a cultural insult to me, like.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If it was seriously gonna be a competition in a place in the Olympics, why? Why did y'all have her?
And say.
It felt real mockish.
It's something, I seen something, I think this was legit part, but I'm not sure. But they said she was on some shit like, I don't care what nobody think. I was representing my native country animal. And some other shit she was saying.
Spirit animal. What did she
The
say?
kangaroo.
Shut up. You know what? We got to do this.
She from Australia or whatever.
Nothing.
And this is the crazy part about it. So when I seen it, in the world we live in today of AI, I was like, who made this shit?
At first, I thought it was fake. I thought it was fake.
Who made this shit? Who found the blank stage to put some people breakdancing in front of Olympic people? Who made this? And when I seen it was real, and then I said she scored 0, I said I can believe it. She
should have scored no points. She shouldn't even been able to put there.
This is the kicker for me. I feel like one of the reasons she was in the Olympic team, because I don't know if anybody paid attention to who she was besides her name. She went to college for cultural dance or cultural movement or something like that. That was her major, and that's what
they shouldn't have passed her.
I'm like. This a study, like a major that white people out here taking and studying and learning. Like, how can I pop lock? Where did the pop lock originate from? I'm like, saying, man, this shit crazy. The world we live in today. The world we live in today is just beyond me. I just don't get it. I don't understand.
Yeah, they just kept on. It was a lot of stuff that made me kind of like. At first, I was super excited about the Olympics, and then it was like, yeah, the way that they were treating the girls and stuff like that. That showed up a little late. And the Jamaican girl, she ended up backing out and everything. It was like, yeah.
I didn't hear about that.
Yeah, it was like there's like if you go back and you look, it was like a couple of people just. It was like they weren't able to compete. And it's because they showed up too late, but they showed up too late because the gates had certain parts blocked off, and it was like they weren't trying
to... It's the U.S. Olympics. Come on now, yeah.
They weren't trying to hear certain people's reasons
wow.
and things like that. And it was like, so a lot of people were being disqualified for being able to compete.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's whenever everybody was asking how come Jamaica backed out and this and that, and it was like they're not really speaking about it. Yeah, so yeah, it was like, I don't like how y'all doing this over there.
I'm gonna tell you something, don't judge me.
Yeah.
I ain't know the Olympics was real. Until I say Snoop Dogg running with the torch on Facebook.
Snoop lit the torch and let us all know. But if it wasn't for the little stuff, on God, I probably
I didn't know it was coming. I didn't know it was on the way, girl. Already happening when I seen Snoop with the torch. The only thing I think was I wanted to Snoop lit it up.
Probably did. Fun, personal, strange but true news. When I was like, probably like 13 or 14, if y'all live in Amarillo, you know this is true. Strange but true news. The torch passed through Amarillo. And one of the journalists there, Dr. Dave, we got to run with it and shit, and it passed through our town at like 3 or 4 in the morning. I remember because I got to be downtown and I got to watch it.
For real?
Yeah. And so I got to see the Olympic torch be passed before by a journalist, by one of the journalists that.
So I seen Snoop. I'm glad you said that because I'm a person that's really out of the loop on a lot of things. Mm-hmm. Is that how I still do? Because that's when I remember growing up. Like this, how I knew the Olympics were coming. Somebody started with the torch somewhere, and it got passed across the country. And
so that's what Snoop was doing. He was passing it off to somebody else.
Do I still do that?
Snoop.
I just seem like Snoop just showed up.
Well, see, okay, so when even back then, and that was like, I wasn't even a mom or nothing, I was a teenager, so even back then, it was a little bit of cap in the rap of how it gets passed. Because Dr. Dave's ass showed, we saw him pull up in the car, get out the car, they lit it, and then he was like,
swear, so we don't be like what we thought on TV for real.
Now think about it. Can it really be like that? Could you know what I mean? If you really think about it.
I don't know. I guess they got me young, so that's why I believe it's what
I believe.
It was programmed into me.
The dream was physical.
You just like you just know we Santa Claus wasn't real. I'm like, nah, this happens. This happens.
It happens still. Just erase your memory. It happens.
Man, that's crazy. So what upcoming endeavors do you have coming, working on? What you got jumping? What's new to you? What's on the way?
This Saturday, we actually have our first comedy segment at Royal Studio at 4. The show starts at 5, and but the doors open at 4. We're gonna have food and shit. Miss Honey is actually MCing and hosting that. So y'all come out to that. We've got comedians in the area that I think there's like 4 or 5 comedians in the area that are gonna be doing their sets and doing their thing, and that is our first installment. And so we'll have other ones that's from MTS Network. We'll have other ones after this one. This is our first one, so y'all come out, pop out.
Is MTS Network?
Yes.
Okay, I keep wanting to say TMX, but boy, that's when you watching Drewski show. And this Chinese get on there too much way. Yeah, I'm sure. I'm beat this nation. I don't care.
So much. I can't read music.
For real.
But yeah, so we have that this Saturday. The Morning America films every week. So if you guys want to be on or y'all want to have an interview, I need you to be on for an interview. Y'all inbox me. Let me know.
Tap in. For real. Am I invited to Saturday?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, of course. Bring everybody.
Bring the camera, okay.
Yes, bring everybody. Bring the camera. Bring everybody. What else do we have? Houston, we got Loud Fest coming up. MTS Network and the Morning America. We're gonna be in Houston. Pop out.
Man, who is
Pop out. Also New York in September as well for New York Fashion Week.
Salute.
And then October, Cali for California Fashion Week.
Back to Catholic, man. It's like, salute, biggest salute, man. I like hearing shit like this, for real.
Vegas next.
Vegas, I see that.
Next week or in 2 weeks, Vegas. Pool party in Vegas. Shout out to
Vegas,
for inviting.
Houston, New York, Cali. Come on,
I'm
man.
outside.
Big shit.
Big shit.
Big shit
outside.
poppin', man.
Straight out of preschool.
Yes, what's up with that when it's dropping?
Straight out of preschool. The book signing and the release and everything is going to be around my birthday. We're going to have actual physical copies, and so, but it's also going to be available wherever children's books, like online or so, like Amazon and then all the streaming book places. I'm not in charge of that, so I don't know if they're distributing that. I like being able to say I'm not in charge.
Nah, for real, that's a blessing.
But yeah, so the end of the year is whenever I am kind of striving, because that's going to be my big 40. So I'm striving to have my book signing and everything then. In the meantime, we're still writing songs. We're still getting the songs recorded. So if you are an artist and you haven't gotten your song recorded, you've got about a month before you can shut that line. You got a month.
I know.
Yeah, and if you are new to the project and you just want to be a part of the project, we are writing children's songs to anything that you would like to make. Would it be in a mixtape? It doesn't, y'all know the rules to mixtape. But if you have a positive message for a child, I do have a list of the ones that I did want to do, like the affirmations, our ABCs, our potty song. I already wrote a lit potty song. It's called Potty Time. So we got a lit potty song, and we got the Get Up and Get Moving song. We got Somebody. Hold on just a moment. And so if y'all want to be a part of that, y'all just tap in. Anybody is welcome. I am doing it for the kids. It's called Straight Out of Preschool. Your song will be accompanied with a book that does have personal graphics, and you'll be able to read it'll be a book that goes to the music to your song. So it's like, not only will you have a physical copy of it, but the kiddos can look it up. We have a Straight Out of Preschool musical channel on YouTube as well, and that's where all the songs and the books and everything will go. So, yeah, I think that's everything that I
That's dope. Now tell them where to find you, tell them how to tap into the network, tell them how to tap into the shows, tell them all the social medias.
All of the social medias. My main social media is KB, K-E-B. Then there's the Morning America Network on Instagram, the Morning America Headquarters on Facebook, MTSN Black News on Facebook, MTS Network on Facebook. She's going to pick my butt for not remembering the website, but I want to say that it is the MTSN Network watch or MTS.watch. Anyway, we'll go back and edit that. And we'll have him scroll it across the bottom, but I'll have him edit that in. But I'll give you all the websites. The MTS Network on Facebook for sure, though. The MTS Network on Instagram. The MTS Network on YouTube. And on YouTube, you can basically see everything that we have going on. She's got 1 million shows. I got 1 million shows. You can be on any show if you're an artist. if you are an entrepreneur, if you paint happy little trees, if you sell happy little trees, we want to talk to y'all. So, just, tap it.
I really tap in, man. It's like, it's your boy 3400 King, and this has been my 6th, man. This is fam right here. Y'all don't know this, but now y'all know this. It feels different, like, you don't understand. People come here, I be ready to interview them, ready to talk to them. It feels different. I'm like, hey, you a professional to me, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, how I got a professional on the cast and all.
You did good.
Man, I appreciate it, man. It's our love, man. We signed it out, man. It's my 6KB, and it's your boy 3400 King. Peace.
Bye, y'all.
Yeah.
3400 King, man, know what's going on this end.
The shooter, shooting shit the right way.
They didn't want me up, but I got up and nashed up. They didn't want to see me win, but I won and now they fuck. They hate and envy me, but I'm at that shit like what's up. I don't want no smoke, but I still keep it tough. Yeah, they didn't want me up, but I got up and nashed up. They didn't want to see me